Treasures brought to you by EB Games.
Okay, have you guys seen the new boxes for the Game Boy Advance? They're absolutely ridiculous. It's supposed to be a portable machine. No, I'm just kidding. This is just an ad. But hey, I'm here to talk about the Vectrex system, okay? How's this for a buried treasure? It's a complete system and hardware I'm talking about. It came out in the mid-'80s, called the Vectrex. Now, what it is a whole box. It had a screen on it as well. It had like the XY vector graphics, and the controller was actually attached to the thing. You're not going to be able to find this in a place like EB or anything. The only place you're going to be finding this is on eBay, right? So go online, pick it up. You can probably get one for like about $100. Comes with a ton of games. Make sure you get one that's relatively new, because some of the monitors used to go out on. Now the other thing too is that each of the games had overlays that you could put on. So when you're looking for your Vectrex and you're looking for games, make sure they come with the overlays, because it's important sometimes. They even have a cartridge available for the Vectrex that has almost every single game that ever came out for the Vectrex. You should look for that. It's got like 60, 70, 80 games on one cartridge. They're also going to come out with a Vectrex 2, which is going to have a color monitor, and I've actually seen the prototype for it, but it never made it out to the market, unfortunately. Games like Star Castle, for example, look perfect on this. It had all the old arcade classic stuff in there. They had Scramble. Remember the old Battle Tanks games and things like that? They all have it for this system. They even came out with cool light pens and different things and 3D games for this system. It was completely ahead of its time. An amazing system, the Vectrex system. This week's buried treasure.
All right, we're back. We're going to talk about Dragon's Lair 3D.
Yes.
For the Xbox. Have you remember this one from the old days?
I absolutely do. It's
Yeah.
one of the biggest grossing arcade games of all time. As a matter of fact, Dragon's Lair is in the Smithsonian Institute next to Pac-Man and Pong.
That's cool.
So that's amazing. So
Yeah.
this is an industry icon.
Definitely.
Dirk the Daring, Daphne with her big pointy. I mean, we're
Right.
talking about a classic here.
This was the first game to feature hand-drawn animation, and you were actually controlling, to a degree, a cartoon. But my biggest problem with the game when I played it originally was that I never really felt like I was controlling anything. It just was like timing the button presses and the joystick control. Now you get to play a full 3D Dirk the Daring and go anywhere that you want to in that castle from the original game, and it's beautiful.
I am going to go on record as saying that this is one of the nicest looking games I have ever seen. I mean, the colors are amazing and vibrant. The style looks exactly, even better than
it does look better.
The cartoon. Did you know that Don Bluth actually hand drew all of the cinematics for this game?
This is the deal. All those rooms, including more rooms, there's 250 rooms in this castle that you get to run around, and you're going to see all the familiar stuff that you saw in the classic game.
All the rooms, all the characters.
Yes.
Remember that great scene in Dragon's Lair where you had that half pipe and the balls are rolling? Well, now you have it in 3D.
They've really created a nice platform game around the world of Dragon's Lair, and they've done an honor to the original classic. So if you're a fan of that, you're going to love this game. One
minor setback is it's sometimes hard to pinpoint accurate control. It's a little floaty, and at certain times, some of the levels, because there is, some pinpoint jumping that you have to do, it's a little frustrating.
It's a difficult game. It's tough. It does get frustrating, but you never want to give up because it's just so cool looking.
You know what's really weird too is that I went online doing a little research, and everybody has given this game lower scores.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own opinion, but I was really surprised that most people are not enjoying this game, and I can't give a reason why.
Well, I think it's because they probably have no connection to the original Dragon's Lair, and both you and I were kids in the arcade when that game first came out.
Yeah, but that aside, it's still a good, beautiful game.
It is a good game.
It's an amazing game with amazing sound.
But we can't forget, I mean, there is a huge amount of platformer or character-based games out there.
But nothing like this.
Well,
I mean, you can't compare this to even a Ratchet and Clank or Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper's better than
so
that.
Great.
Sly Cooper's a better game than this game. For the most part, I'm very positive about this game, too. I mean, it was a surprise for me. I was expecting it to be lame. It is far from that. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I loved it even more than that. I'm giving it an 8.5. On the positive side, this is one of the most amazing-looking games for this style you have ever seen. At the end of the day, this game is just plain fun. And let's not forget Daphne's pointy.
On the negative side, there could have been a little bit more precision to Dirk the Daring's movements. And although the graphics and the environments are beautiful, there could have been a little bit more stuff going on in the backgrounds.
Today on Judgment Day, we reviewed Panzer Dragoon Orta for the Xbox. This game features stunning graphics and sound, but it's really still just a rail shooter and you can't control that dragon. For the GameCube, we looked at Spyro the Dragon, Enter the Dragonfly. Fans of the Spyro games for PS1 will feel right at home with this game, but that's kind of the problem because there's really no innovations to get excited about. On the PlayStation 2, we looked at Dragon Ball Z Budokai. This game's fun even if you don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but it's not the best fighting game you've ever played in your life. Also on the Xbox, we looked at Dragon's Lair 3D, Return to the Lair. This game features gorgeous high-resolution art and animations, but it really could have used a little more precision with Dirk's movement. In hardware, we looked at Logitech's cordless controller for the Xbox. This is an excellent wireless solution for the Xbox, but just be ready to pay for it. For the Game Boy Advance, Tommy looked at Spyro the Dragon, Season of Flame. This is a cute and polished Game Boy Advance action-adventure starring Tommy's favorite cartoon dragon.
Well, that's it for our very special Dragon episode of Judgment Day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Because you have a big head.
I do have a big head and big hands, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
No, but I like the controller because it's like the PC controllers that Logitech